Hey everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I'm back with our next installment of the Pink Santa journal that we're making. So, while I was off camera, let me show you what I made. I made a few things, plus something fun that we're going to make today. So I made a few more of these strips that I told you I wanted to have. In fact, I made 3 more. And I'm going to put them throughout the journal to add like a belly band or a tuck spot or something like that. And I think I'm going to put one on this last page too. So just have to decide how I want to install it. We have this one here and the pocket runs that way. I was thinking I might put one to this end, and then if something kind of hung out a little bit with a bow or a ribbon, that might be okay. But I have to decide which one. Aren't they cute? I love this one with the Santa. So I added some of the little baubles. I added flowers, some ribbons, things like that. So these we have to install, and we may wait to do that. And then I made 2 more like little pockets. I've already used one. So let me set this aside, and maybe when we get ready to install our project today, we'll install these as well. But I mentioned to you last time that this video was going to be about making some kind of like flippy flappy fold out kind of folio kind of thing that we will actually install on the page. And I just realized I made mine a little bit taller than my paper. I guess I wasn't thinking. The good news is we can fix it, or it can even be a little taller. I printed on both sides, so it won't matter if it hangs off the top just a little. Okay, so let me show you what it does. It's going to go on the paper either this side or this side. And let's just pretend it's going to go right here. So the first thing is we have a pocket. Cute, a little pocket there. It'll get glued down flat. This opens here. We've got a little journaling spot. It says Merry Christmas. And then here we have another pocket. And I put a little tab to show you this opens up. I just decorated there, but if you want to, you could add a pocket. And then this one flips down. Cute. And then we have another pocket right here. Now, depending on how we put it on the page, you could also end up with another tuck spot. So lots of options and things to think about. I think I'm going to put it here since I have this little ribbon. And I'm going to make it where we can tuck something larger under here if we choose to. We don't have to. I mean, that's the beauty of it. You know, you can always have the option and then not use it. What I'm trying to decide here, oh, this is where I put that other one of these that I made. It didn't have a ribbon on it, but I just installed it right here, so it actually extended this flap a little bit. And I thought it looked cute there. I could have put this one with the bow on it or the ribbon on it, and that would have been okay. So again, we have options. Let's go ahead. Well, you know what? Before we put it down, let's make the other one, because we're going to have another one that goes on the other page. And I'm going to have 2. So when you get to the center of my signature, there's going to be a lot going on, and that's kind of what I want. So let's go ahead and make another one, and then we'll decide how to put them on the page and which one goes where. So I'm going to set the journal aside for now, and we're going to make one of these. So I started with a piece of paper. I printed the pink on one side and then just one of the pages. This is the one that had, it's kind of hard to see, the little stocking caps with the fuzzies, and then had this cute banner across that page that said Merry Christmas with the pretty pink flowers. So it's just a piece of paper, this orientation, and I'm going to show you how to fold it and cut it so that it looks something like this. Now, I did not measure. I eyeballed and decided how I wanted it to look. And I'm going to show you how it works without having to measure. Now, the one thing that I could have done, like I said, is I could have made it a little shorter. I didn't pay attention to the height of my pages. So I'm well aware that when I start my flippy flap and my paper has an orientation that some things are not going to be turned the correct way, I'm okay with that. If that bothers you, then maybe just start off with a solid paper or just, you know, a color or a pattern that doesn't have an orientation. And then you could just layer papers on top if you want to, but I'm okay with that. All right, the first thing is you're gonna fold it in half and this way, kind of the hot dog, so that you have the long way. If you folded it this way, that would be hamburger. This is hot dog. Thank you, Sally. That was my mom. She was a first grade teacher. Okay, so we have folded it in half, and I don't know yet if it's going to be this way or if it's going to be this way, but it doesn't really matter yet. Just fold it in half. And then all I did was I just kind of estimated the height of just kind of a pocket or a flip up. That's all I did. I just folded it up. I will give you, I'm sure it's going to be different than the other one I just made. I went up 3 1/4 inches. So if you really want yours to be exactly like mine, you could score your paper at 3 1/4 inches and then fold it up. Okay. And then all I do is I'm going to fold this one to the edge so that you have something that looks like this. Okay. And that's as easy as it comes. Now, again, once we get our cuts on here, then I'll start playing with it to decide which way I want to turn it and everything. So the first thing that I did is turn it so that whichever side is this, I'm trying to think, has less depth. Like I don't want this is a large one. It comes all the way to the crease. I want this first fold that we made, I want to hold it where that's at the bottom, because we are going to cut out, we're going to cut right here. So let me add a little ink so you can see where I am cutting. Ta-da! And I did ink mine, so I'll be going back and inking this anyway. All right. We are going to cut out this score mark right here. And when I do that, I just go a little to the right up to that one, and then a little to the left. All right. And then I usually turn it like this and snip it off as neatly as I can. Okay, so it's just a sliver. But that is going to help things not get bunched up when we start folding things around. The other cut we are going to make is going to be along this score line. So let me ink that for you. All right, and we're going to cut this one out. And then I will show you again what your paper is going to look like. And again, I'm going a little to the right and a little to the left. And that one just kind of came off, but let's just trim it. Okay. So now your paper is going to look something like this. You have kind of this, the 6, 2, 4, 6. They're not exactly the same size. These 4 are. These 2 are a little different. And we now have some fun flips. Now, if I remember correctly, I turned mine like this. And then for the top section, I folded it over and then back again on itself to make this little tuck pocket right here. And I'm just going to make this one exactly like my prototype. I could reverse it, but I'm not going to confuse us. We're just going to go and make this one like I did the first one. So I'm going to use one of my circle pinches. I'm just grabbing the first one I came to. It's a 1 3/4. You can use whatever size you have on hand, or you don't even have to put a notch. And like I said, I'm going to be going through and inking. I am using my Tim Holtz Distress Ink and Walnut Stain. I had mentioned with these papers it would be pretty to probably use the pink, and I have, what do I have? Whoa, it's a little hard to reach. I have Victorian Velvet, and we might pull that out at some point in this project, but right now I'm just staying with my walnut and just making it look vintagey. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this pocket down, simply because it kind of helps me remember where I am at in my project. Okay, so we'll get this all inked and ready to go. All right, and so I haven't said welcome today. Thank you for joining me. If you're following along, I hope you're having fun making this journal. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you guys will let me know you're here. We're going to add glue right here and right here just to make this a pocket, so the top and the bottom of this flap. Thank you for coming by. Leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. Let me know if you're also making a Christmas journal. A lot of you mentioned you really like the papers, the colors of the pinks and the greens. So I hope you're having fun with it. Okay, now, later we can decide, do we want, how we want to decorate the pocket, what do we want to do. I had left on the original one, this one, the way it came, because it had that lovely Merry Christmas, but we might put something here with that, but we can decide that as we go. All right, the next thing that we did, let's grab our prototype, is this pocket on, let's see, let me show you how I fold it up. I just did it and I didn't explain it. So we have this one, and your paper's looking like this. So the next thing you want to do is you're going to fold the left hand flap up this way. This is going to become a fold down. And I just added a pocket here. I'll show you how to do that. And then this one folds over and this one comes up. And I made this a pocket. Now, this one, I did a better job, and it's going to fit on the page better, but it also means this pocket is pretty deep, and I like my pockets to not be quite so chunky. So I'm going to just fold it down like this, just so that that pocket's a little more shallow. You can leave yours up however you want to do it. I am going to go ahead and do a notch, and I'm going to ink it, and we're going to glue this pocket down. Now, because I have this little flap, we're also going to glue it down. I didn't have that flap on the original one. I made a little taller folio. Always good to pay attention to the height of your pages before you spend a lot of time making something. And depending on the size of your journal, your pages might be a different height than mine. Okay, I'm just going to fold this over. And by the way, the piece of paper that I started with is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and there was just a tiny little white strip that printed that I cut off, so it probably ended up being 8.25 by 10.75. It was almost 8.5 by 11. You can make them any size. You don't have to start with the same size paper that I have. Okay, I did some inking. I didn't need to ink there because this is turning into a pocket. We are going to add glue to this side and this side and have a top load pocket right here. It's really easy once you kind of get the hang of it. Okay, now I did add tabs and things, and so we'll probably do that to this one as well because I really like how that looked. I think it's cute with the tabs. Okay, and when we open this one up, I can leave this one taller. I haven't folded it over yet, or we could, how about we do this? Let's fold this one back this way, and we get a little bit of that pattern there. That'll be cute. So let me ink this. This is not going to be a pocket. You could make it a pocket. You know, you could just have it like this where you open it up and then there's another pocket. I like having my little fold down. And I think that's cute. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to glue it down or if I'm just going to leave it like that so that when we come down, we have the full piece. I haven't decided, so I'm not going to glue it yet, but I am going to ink it. Okay. Now, we do see this crease line. All I did to make this pocket is I just grabbed one of the papers from the kit and I cut a little rectangle out to make the pocket. So let's do that. I like having a pocket here. I did not put a pocket on this side on the prototype. I just decorated it because it had that pretty image. But maybe we'll do 2 pockets this time. I said I was going to make it exactly the same, but just to be a little different. Let's see what we have as far as some scrap papers. How about we make a pocket with these flowers? This is one I had played with and did not end up turning into a flippy flap. I usually do my prototypes just with plain white paper, but I was overly confident and printed paper. There we go. We'll make that be a pocket. It's a little narrow, so we may install the pocket a little bit differently. And then this one that's got that crease there. Let's see. What do we have? Why don't I do an angled pocket? We haven't done that. I'm just going to cut a triangle or a portion of a triangle. And let's just do an angled pocket like that on this side. Just because we can, and it's different. But again, super simple, super easy concepts. But then when we get them, I think, in the center of that signature, it's going to be a fun, interactive element in our journal. All right, this one I'm not going to worry about putting a notch on. It's a pretty shallow pocket, and I don't want to lose any of the flower. All right, so for this one, I'm just going to add glue to these 2 sides. Simple, simple corner pocket. And then on this one, I think what I'm going to do, because it's a little narrow, I'm going to add glue to this side and leave it open here, just so that we have a little more wiggle room on what we put in it. And still going to center it, but that'll give us to the fold line for a journaling card. And let me show you what I mean. If I had glued here, we'd be pretty limited on what would have fit in. But now, leaving it open, something a little bit wider, as long as it doesn't cross over that fold, can fit in that pocket. Okay, and I didn't add glue here, so we have the same thing on this side. Quite a bit of room. All right. And this pink I'll decorate a little bit, but I kind of like that. That's a little different. And this sort of gives you the illusion of let's pull that down. Now, there is a page in this kit that has these little tabs, and I have another one that I've already cut out. I don't know where it went to. Here it is. And then I thought, you know what, let me wait and show you in case you're new to working with these types of little tabs and paper kits, because it really is easy. So this is on the page that also has some of these little blank labels and then some of the holiday words that I've been using. All right. And then there's a strip of these tabs that print out with this page as well. So the easy way to cut those out is I just cut them each into a rectangle, you know, by looking at the pattern. And then I fold it in half. And then when I go to cut it out, I cut it while it's folded. and then it matches up. So sometimes you might be tempted to cut it out like this, you know, to cut here, 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 here. And then when you fold it in half, it doesn't always match up, and then you're still trying to trim it. So the trick, and I know that you probably know that, but in case you don't, save you a little bit of heartache, I have tried cutting them out the other way early when I was first working with the digital papers and found out this is the better way. So I just thought I would share that with you. Now, I definitely want to put one tab on this little flap here. So I'm going to do that before I do my other decorating so that I can see how that looks. This one must have gotten something sticky on it because it is sticking together, and I haven't even started gluing it down yet. I don't know what happened. Some stray glue. How could there be stray glue on my desk? Who knows? So won't that be cute just right there? Just again, that illusion of let's pull it down. All right. So I'm just going to hold it and add glue to this portion of the tab. And then when I open up this way, I'll add glue to the remainder. All right. I just think these are so much fun. And of course, you can put them on the edges of your journal, like more of a traditional notebook, tab, that kind of thing. All right. So it's going to be like that. And then, let's see, maybe the one with the trees, or do I like more flowers? Let's go with the flowers. And I'll do this one similar to how I did the prototype. And we'll put it right on the side. Let's see. Is that enough ink? I think so. All right, and I didn't mention, because this is turned into a series, but this paper kit is by Enchanted Journal Kit on Etsy. They have a lovely little shop, and I'll have the kits linked for you below. One is a paper kit, and the other is an ephemera kit, like an add-on kit that coordinates. And so if you're interested, if you'll use my link, that helps me a little bit too. Please go take a look. And then the pink paper is my retro Christmas kit. I did remember and then put it in the description of the other videos. But this pink paper is from one of my Christmas kits. And if you don't have that, I mean, don't feel like you need it to make this project, but it did coordinate really well. You could stay with white. You could use any other backing paper that you want to. All right. And that is your folio. Now, I want to spend just a couple minutes decorating mine. And this is the original. And like I said, I had used this for that tab. Maybe I'll use this one on this side. I'm trying to decide. I don't want it turned this way because of the ribbon I've already stapled on. I'm okay with Santa being faced that way. It's okay. Or I could use it somewhere else. Well, let's just put it here. Just for the fun of it, let's just put him right there. He fits perfectly. So I'm going to add glue to the back of this, and we're going to stick it down. And this is just, again, from the second video in the series where I did the collage strips and made little pockets. I just made a few off camera as well. Okay. Now, what I haven't done is I didn't back that with any of the pink paper or the pattern paper, but I'm okay with the white for now. This one, I remembered to do that before I glued it down. Okay, let's see. I already have sitting here in a pile, I don't know how much of this you guys can see, a bunch of the ephemera pieces from the kit. And isn't this pink polka dotted ribbon that I'm using? It just coordinates so well. So cute. And this is Ancient. This is from Stampin' Up. probably 20 years ago. Still in my stash. So there you go. All right, I kind of am wanting to use this bird, and this one is fine being taller because it's not going to get in the way of anything. So we're going to put her right there. Later I may put a bow or something on her. We'll see. How about these pretty flowers? I'm not going to put a ribbon on this one just yet because, again, I need to see how we're going to install these on the page. This one would have gotten, if I put it on the left-hand side, this may get in where the papers fold. So I'm going to most likely put this one to the right and this one to the left, and I don't want to hinder. So before I decide what to do, we're going to just leave it like that. I do want to put something on this pocket, maybe a Santa. There's that same Santa. Let's see what all we have. I also have pieces that I haven't even cut out yet from the kit. Maybe we'll grab some of these. We used these in the first video, the little froggy. I think I want that Christmas tree right there. And again, these are just some of the journaling cards that I have printed in a smaller size. And that's one of the beautiful things about when you're working with digital kits. You can print them just like they come, and they're wonderful, but you can start playing with different sizes to make yourself projects and ephemera and things that take on a whole new look just because you've printed them a little bit differently in the sizes. See, these are a little bit larger than I printed all those Santas at. They're just a smidge larger. Yeah. Ta-da! I'm going to actually trim it off just a touch. It's a little bit taller than I want. Do I want to do it at the jaunty angle? I'm going to bring it right over here so it actually doesn't interfere with my little notch. But since I'm not doing a ribbon, let's do a ribbon here. Because then we'll have this ribbon and we'll have a little ribbon here and it'll kind of mirror. I don't know if mirror is the right word, but it'll be a nod to it. And I'm going to just staple it on and do it to the left. There we go. Won't that be cute? I love those little polka dots. And I think somewhere, I'm going to look for it before the next video. I think I have a green with polka dots. It just wasn't where the pink was. So who knows, right? But if I can find it, then I think it'll be fun to accent a little with the green as well. All right. What else do we want to do? I think these almost look like paper roses or succulents or something. And I'm thinking, aren't they pretty? It just makes me want to like jump in here with the papers. And it's almost like this fantasy Christmas wonderland kind of place that I wouldn't mind visiting. I want to put that. So I'm thinking this can be some journaling space. Maybe we'll just put one of the holiday words right here. So, hey, this one says Christmas. We'll go with that. It's at the top of the list. And if we put it kind of right here, then this can be the journaling space because we don't really, this can be journaling space too. We don't really have a lot of journaling space on this one because of the papers that I chose. All right, I think it's going to be cute. All right. Maybe I'll put it to the right. I don't think it really matters, but it gives it a little extra. There we go. And this pocket could use something. Maybe that little Santa. He's kind of fading away right there. Maybe we'll put him right here to cover up the candle that's looking a little sideways, which is okay, but we'll just do that. So now we have a Santa. And then I've got all these large ones that we will make something with and use in our journal at some point. But let's put that right there for now. And then trying to see if I have any of the smaller ones cut out. I think these are going to be too tall, too big, unless I trim them down, and I really don't want to. I spent all that time cutting them out nicely. Ooh, I have an idea. Why don't I make a cute little tag card. Oh, there's a Santa with these green, they look like rain boots, but they could be Christmas winter boots. I have another one of these somewhere. I don't know if I've already put it in the journal or not. Now this is, like I said, I was playing with this paper earlier and did not make a folio with this one, but it already has some folds. But I'm just going to set it right here, just like that. That's cute. And then let's do one of these tickets on the pocket, maybe with another holiday word. And you can definitely cut these out with your scissors, but I have a punch that's a ticket stub punch, and it is super easy. And I love to craft with ticket shapes, so that comes in very handy. I got that a long time ago too, but they still sell those. That's a We Are Memories Keeper punch, one of the chompers, and they still sell that on Amazon. It's covering up that flower a little more than I want, so look at what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make it be a torn ticket. A partial one. They've already been to the show. And we'll put that down. All right. And I think on this pocket, should we do another Santa? Why not? This one's cute. And we'll put a little ink, and he's going to be cute on there. Now, before we do the next video, I've got to decide what we're going to do. I think what I want to do are some dangles that we'll put on different things. I don't know, maybe a few different pieces of ephemera. Maybe that will be the next video in this set, like using this kit to make different ephemera pieces, so you're not just putting the pieces down in the pockets. I'll give that some thought and let you know. I'm going to leave this for now. I like it. What do you guys think? I think it looks cute. So look, and that didn't take us long at all. So let's grab our journal and decide how to put these on the pages. I hope you made one, or you're going to make one, and that you like how yours turned out. All right. I'm still really happy with this. Now, I chose not to glue those petals down, if you remember, but if you feel like they're getting too battered or torn up, if you left yours loose like mine, feel free to glue them down. All right, we're going to open up to the center. Now, you don't have to put yours in the center of the signature. You can put them anywhere you want. I'm going to put mine in here just because I'm going to be super extra here in the center of the signature. I'm going to let this one hang up off the top a little bit. And again, I want to leave it open in case I want to tuck something in here. So I'm going to hold it on this side so I don't forget what I'm doing and add adhesive. I'm going to be generous, even though I'm doing kind of a bead right along the edge. I'm still being quite generous because this is going to hold the whole thing. Whoops, remember I said it's going to hang off the top? Ha! We're going to have to wipe that off. I'm being generous because I do not want, of course, it to come off the paper. Wipe a little bit of that off too. All right, we should be okay now. All right. And I'm going to pretty much center it because I have this tab here and I don't want to end up off of, you know, getting it into the crease there. and getting it all bent up or keeping my journal from closing. Let's see how we did. Yeah, it's okay. It's still a little tacky because it isn't dried where I just rubbed all that glue off, but I think we're okay. Yeah. Why does it look, oh, I was like, why does it look crooked? And it's because the papers are sliding. This is part of that, this journal binding. I'm finding they are sliding a little bit. If any of you guys have any suggestions for me on that, let me know. It doesn't really bother me. And I think when I get more and more in here, that's going to help. We can also tighten it up at the end. So we'll see how we do. All right. This one, I'm going to leave open on this side. So I'm going to turn it upside down. This one fits on the page, so the glue, I don't have to worry about where I put the glue at the top and the bottom. And then we're going to put it along this side. All right, turn it the correct way. And I'm going to try to put it approximately the same distance from the center of my pages, which I know is hard for you to see. There's the fold right there, but the strings. I'm going to open this up. Really make sure we have this stuck down. Cute. All right. How fun is that? All right, let's close it. Now, I intentionally moved the knot back down earlier when I was off camera. See how mine is already getting pretty loose and it's sliding? Because I was thinking I might use this as part of the closure. I haven't decided yet. So I'm just leaving them there. All right, fun. And then let's, when you get to this center portion, you have all of this to play with and look at. Isn't that cute? All right, and I'm thinking if you wanted to, you could even do something like that. I don't know that you would want to, but you could. Let's see on this one. Yeah. Okay, so we've made our little flippy out for the center. Let's take just a minute, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick one for this page. Now, I definitely wanna cover this up where it got all warped, where I tore the label off. So let me decide which one, and I'm going to have it be a tuck spot. I don't think that would get in the way, but let me see which ones that don't have that, if that would be better. I'm kind of leaning towards this Santa. I like this one. That tree ended up looking a little funky to me, even though I stayed with it. It's where I just cut it out from one of the pages. Let's do this one. All right, so I want it open on this side, so I'm going to hold it right there. And we're gonna glue it down. And at least one of the others I'm going to do as a pass-through belly band. So we'll do that next, and then I'll show you my idea for the third one. All right. I'm gonna let this adhere really well before I start sticking anything in there. Yay. All right, I have two more. I'm gonna turn, got the pockets here. I'll put one in this first half of the signature and then one in the second half. So this can be like a pass-through belly band. So when I do that, you'll be able to put things all the way through, right? We could put them even at an angle if we wanted to, like one of these tall journaling cards. Okay, so to do that, it's very simple. We've done this before. If you've watched my videos or you watch other people that make belly bands, I'm just gonna add glue to the top and the bottom. If you wanna make your space, you know, a little, more narrow, not as tall, as wide, you can bring your glue down, right? If you want to make sure it's snug, if you already know what you're going to put in there and you want it to be snug. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm adding all these baubles and things, so I'm definitely adding bulk to my journal. If you don't want to add things that are chunky, don't. It's up to you. All right, this one we're going to put on this half of the signature. So let me just decide where. That's the paper that I made this one out of. That's one half of it anyway. All right, this one, what I think I'm going to do, let me see where I want to put it. How about here? This says snowflake, and that's a snowflake, or those look like snowflakes to me. What I was thinking with this one is I could bring it to the edge, and then we'd have that cute little ribbon sticking out, and then you can have a pocket here. Or I could bring it to this side and we have a pocket this way. I think I'm gonna bring it here, and it'll limit the size of things that can go in it, but that'll be okay. So I want glue. I want it open on this side, right? So I'm gonna just flip it like this. Now, if you want to, I'm not going to, but you could run a bead of glue right down the middle, and then you'd have 2 side load pockets for smaller items. I'm gonna leave my options open for now. All right, I'm bringing it pretty close to the edge, but not all the way. Now, unless something like this just fits in, and this one does, that wouldn't be a bad thing for this kind of pocket, but it's going to need things that are short enough that it doesn't interfere with your journal closing. So just keep that in mind. How cute. All right, so we're already getting pretty chunky, and my journal cover already is, I think it's this packing material I chose. It's not wanting to close well at all. But again, it doesn't bother me once I get, it's nice because once I get it open, it stays open and nice and flat for me. But it just means I'm gonna need some type of ribbon kind of closure. So this is what we've done so far. I'm super, super happy with these. And then we have this pocket, and then we put one of the pockets back here as well. That's open. Okay. All right, I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're enjoying it. I will have another video in this series out soon. And until then, enjoy. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment when you have time. Thank you.